Hello everyone, welcome to the today's lecture. This is the fourth lecture of the first unit, that is theodolite survey. Let's get to the lecture and we'll see what we are going to study today. First, today we are going to study on the measurements of deflection angle. Now, what is deflection angle? First we'll understand, and then we will understand how to measure the deflection angle. Okay. Errors in theodolite surveying. So what are the errors that possibly happen, okay, in the theodolite surveying? So that also we'll see today in this lecture. Okay. And deflection angle is made by prolongation of preceding line. Preceding line means back line, you can say. Previous line, you can say. Preceding line means previous lines. Okay. Preceding line with the following line. Okay. When angle measured is clockwise, it is called as right deflection angle. And whereas when measured anti-clockwise, it is left deflection angle. So now first we will understand what is deflection angle. This is our preceding line. Okay. Okay. Prolongation of this preceding line. Okay. With the following line. Right. This is your preceding line. This is your following line, means next line, right? And this is your prolongation, right? This is your prolongation. The angle made by the prolongation with the following line, this angle. Can you understand? When you prolong the previous line and make an angle with the following line, then it is called as, this angle is called as deflection angle. And what is this called as? This is called as interior angle. Okay, this is called as interior angle. It is called interior angle. Right, it is called interior angle. Now we have measured this in the clockwise direction, right? This is how your clock moves, right? In this direction, right? The clock moves in this direction. So this is right deflection angle. The whatever we have taken is that because the angle is taken in the right clockwise direction, so it is called as right deflection angle. If you want left deflection angle, then it would be like this. This is your preceding line and the prolongation of it, right? Then change the color, and this is your following line, right? So now when you make an angle like this in the anti-clockwise direction, because this is anti-clockwise direction, right, of the clock, and opposite direction of the clockwise direction, so this is called, this is called left deflection angle, right? It is called as left deflection angle. Understood what is left deflection and right deflection? What is deflection angle also now? So the angle made by the preceding line's prolongation, okay, with the successive line or the following line. Okay, understood what is deflection? This is what deflection is. Now we will study how to measure this angle on the with the help of theodolite. Okay, this is your line, preceding line, once AB, right? This is your station point B, where your theodolite is been kept. Okay, then this is your following line. Okay, right? You have the AB as a preceding line, and then B as a station point. Okay, then we have taken a we have taken the following line. We have set up the following line. Once the following line is set up, okay, then what we'll do, we will with the station where the station is at B point, right? So from here we will bisect or intersect the A point here with the help of theodolite telescope. With the help of the telescope, we will bisect the A point. Then we will transit. What is transit? Turning the telescope in 180 degrees. Now you are looking this side, right? And you do 180 degrees here, right? And you will look in this direction. Okay. Once the preceding line and the following line is set up, okay, when you set it up at a station B point, okay, at the intersection of the preceding point and the following point, the B point you can see here, at that point you will set up the instrument, and then you will bisect the A point with the help of the telescope, right? Then you are going to transit the telescope, means you are going to turn the telescope at 180 degrees, and you will bisect in the opposite direction of the A, right? Like this. This will be the line of sight or the line of collimation of the telescope. Once this is done, what are we going to do? This is C. Okay. This is what? This is C. Now you are going to turn your telescope in the clockwise directions and bisect the point C here. You are going to bisect the point C, right? Here the angle was measured to be 0. Once you turn the telescope by loosening the upper clamp and tightening the lower clamp and loosening the upper clamp, right? And turn this telescope in the direction of C and bisect the point C, right? You are going to bisect the point C, and you are going to measure the angle. Because the point is in the clockwise and on the right side, right? You are going to take a clockwise direction turning of or swinging the telescope in this direction. So it is called right deflection angle, right? You understood how to measure the deflection angle on the ground. First you are going to set up the following line and the preceding line. At the intersection of the preceding line and the following line, you are going to, I'll show you once more. Right? So once first you are going to set up the preceding line, then comes the following line. This is a station B point where you are going to set up your theodolite. Then the following line, this will be your point C, right? Then now you are going to take the theodolite and bisect it at the point A, right, where your reading is 0 0. You are not going to read, you are just bisecting it by loosening the lower clamp, okay, so that readings will not move. Okay, you will not take any angles. Just bisect the B point, A point, and then transit it, okay, by 180 degrees. right, 180 degrees. This process is called transiting. Once you transit, your line of sight will be in this direction, right, in this direction. Now once the line of sight is in the opposite direction, or telescope is in the opposite direction of the bisection point A, now where the point C is, in that direction you're going to turn the telescope. Before turning the telescope, what you're going to do is you're going to tighten the lower clamp of the screw of the theodolite and loosen the upper clamp so that you can read the reading there. Okay, so as I said, the angle is 0 before starting the turning of the telescope. Once you loosen the upper clamp, you're going to turn the telescope in the direction of what? C, right? That will give you an angle, and that will give you an angle, right? That angle is deflection angle, right? See, this is point C. So at next point, BC will be your preceding line, and CE or CD, you can say, CD will become your following line. Now C as a station point, okay, C as a station point, bisect B here, okay, bisect B, and then transit it in the opposite direction, it is 180 degrees here also. Once you do that, your line of sight will be in this direction, right, in this direction. So now turn the telescope. Before turning the telescope, you have to again loosen the upper clamp and tighten the lower clamp so that you can get an angle, and then measure the angle in the direction of D and bisect the point D here. Once you bisect the point D, tighten the upper clamp so that the telescope doesn't move and angle doesn't change. So that angle what you measure, okay, observe in the theodolite, will be a deflection angle of point C, right? You understood how to do it. You got the angle, deflection angle at C. Next is, this is how you are going to measure the deflection angle on the ground. So what is deflection angle, how to measure the deflection angle on the ground, you must have understood now. So we'll go for the errors in the theodolite. What are the types of errors that happen in the theodolite and how to overcome it, we'll try to understand. First one is instrumental error, means the error which happens due to the fault in the instrument. If there is any fault in the instrument, then there are chances that the readings that are shown by the instrument are not correct. So now what are these instrumental errors? So in that, if what part is damaged or is default or faulted, then what are the errors that you will see? Imperfect level of the plate level, LOC not perpendicular, the line of collimation not perpendicular, okay, so line of collimation not perpendicular to the horizontal axis. We have studied the relation between the different axes, right? So it should be that, it should follow that relation. If it is not following that relation, then the instrument is faulty. Next is the horizontal axis not perpendicular to the vertical axis, right? So next is the line of collimation and the axis of telescope are not parallel, right? The line of collimation and the axis of telescope is not parallel. Eccentricity of the inner and outer axis If there is eccentricity of the inner and the outer axis, then there is a instrumental error, right? Imperfect graduations. The vernier readings that you take on A and B, right? A and B vernier readings you take. If those graduations are improper and the scale of that graduations are not proper, then there is an instrumental error. Obviously, if the readings are wrong, the readings will come wrong because of the imperfect graduations. Next is eccentricity of the vernier. The vernier is not at the center, it is away from the center of its point. So that will have a effect on the instrument. Next is personal error. The error made by the people using the theodolite. First one is error in manipulation. Error in manipulation. Inaccurate centering. It is a process, right? Once you set up the theodolite, you are going to center it. If you don't center it properly, then what happens? The point from which you have to take the readings, that would not be the same point which has been marked, right? If suppose this is a center and you don't center it properly, then this becomes your centering of theodolite. So there is a difference between the actual station and the center that you have centered through the theodolite. Because of these variations, the readings may not be, they might be correct, but it is not from that station from where you want, right? The values that you get are not from the station point, it is away from the station point. So that is inaccurate. Next is inaccurate leveling. When you are doing the leveling process, we know what is leveling process. You have to keep the bubble tube parallel to the two first screws, two first screws, and then turn the screws in clockwise or anti-clockwise at the same time, both the screws, right? Then make a perpendicular, make the bubble tube perpendicular to the third screw, and then again turn it in the clockwise or anti-clockwise directions till your bubble comes at the center when you move the telescope or the theodolite in all the directions. In one direction it is at this level, at the center, bubble is at the center, and when you turn it in another direction, if the bubble tube is not in the center, then it is not level. Till it bubble tube is attained at the center in all the directions, till then you have to do this leveling process. If this is not done properly, then there is an error, right? Your readings will not be correct. The slip, right? This is something when you are using the theodolite and by mistake or while doing some processes of leveling and what you can say temporary adjustments, you just push the theodolite. Due to it slips from its place, and due to this it leads the inaccurate centering. The centering is moved, the leveling has changed, right? So due to this, the slip, these things occur, right? So while doing the while taking the readings or while temporary adjustments, these slips may occur. Wrong tangent screw. If you use wrong tangent screw at a wrong time, right? If you have to use upper clamp and you are using the lower clamp, then that will lead to a wrong readings, right? Now that is when you are doing the or working on the theodolite, when you are leveling it, when you are trying to adjust it. While that time these things happen, while turning the foot screws or while turning the tangent screws. So all these things are when you are trying to have a adjustments of the theodolite. When you are trying to do the adjustments on the theodolite. Now next is when you are reading the readings through the theodolite, or when you are citing the object. That time when you do the mistakes that come in the errors in citing and reading. First is inaccurate citing. We have to cite a object A, but you are not citing it properly. Right? You are citing the point B. Then that is a wrong thing, because you have to take the readings. You will take the reading and write in the where at the station A, but the readings are of station B, right? From the instrument station. So obviously the readings are wrong. Ranging rod is not vertical. The person who is holding the ranging rod, right, is not holding the rod vertically. Then that will lead to improper or inaccurate bisecting or sighting of the ranging rod. So that you have to keep in mind while sighting the ranging rod, whether the ranging rod is in vertical or not. You have to check it. You have to eliminate the parallax. Now what is this parallax? Parallax is nothing but when you are trying to see the object through the telescope, you will feel that your crosshairs are moving, are in movement while you are move the eye. When you move the eye while watching or while observing the readings, you will feel that there is the crosshair is not properly visible, and there is some movement of crosshairs when you move the eye up and down through the eyepiece, right? For that has to be removed. Okay, how that is removed, that we have told in the arrangement or the temporary adjustments, right? Next is natural errors. The errors occur due to nature or naturally that this occurs. Unequal expansion due to the temperature changes. As the theodolite is made of metal, when you are using in the summer or the heat conditions, there are likely chances of some part of its instrument might not there will be a huge change in the thermal expansions of the object, but there might be a small expansion due to the temperature change, right? That will lead to the improper balance of the instrument, and the fundamental axis may get disturbed. Atmospheric refraction due to the high temperature. When the temperature is higher, there might be a refraction, so you will not be able to see the exactly the object where it is. There might be some deviation in the object. Okay, the object may be somewhere else, but you are bisecting somewhere else, because you are able to see that object there, because there is some deviation in the angle of object because of the refraction. Next is strong winds and unsettlement. Due to the strong winds, there are slight changes that there is a movement of theodolite. Right, small movements might happen. Okay, so for due to the strong winds. What is unequal settlements? Due to the improper ground or slippery ground or not hard ground, there might be chances that there might be some settlements happening due to the load of the theodolite which is being pressured on the, if it is a sandy soil, in that you are setting up of the instrument, then there might be chances of settling of the instrument when you are observing the readings or when you are taking the readings. So these are the errors of theodolite. Which are the errors? It is instrumental error, then personal error. In personal error, there is error due to the manipulation and error due to the citing and reading. The error due to the manipulation happens only when you are trying to do adjustments with the theodolite, not while reading or citing. When you are trying to do the adjustments, that time these errors might happen. Okay, and then is the error due to citing and reading. When you are reading the citing the object, or when you are reading the angles on the theodolite, that time this error might happen by the personal. This are happened by the made by the humans. And there are natural errors due to the temperature change, or due to the high temperature there might be atmospheric refractions, strong winds, and improper pace where you are going to set up the instrument. So for these all things there might be a chance of errors happening in the theodolite. Okay, so we have to try to minimize this errors. The instrumental errors can be checked while by cross verifying the readings. You will understand. And mainly personal errors are important to be checked, and whether the readings have been taken properly, whether the centering is done properly or not, leveling is done properly or not. These all things you have to keep in mind, and while citing the object and reading the object. So these are the which are the in control in the person, that has to be minimized. Okay. So next is the natural errors. So this happened due to the nature, we can't control it much, but we'll try to reduce it also by keeping some of the other keeping it in a shade place. Okay, not going into the high temperature places. Whenever there is high temperature, not to use the glasses for larger distances. This don't go for a larger distance of sighting of the object, and look for the hard stratum or base to set up the instrument. These are the minute things that we can see and minimize the errors in theodolite. So what we studied today, we studied about the deflection angle, how to measure the deflection angle on the ground, and the errors in the theodolite. Right? That's all for today.